Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangersradio. Join myself, Fox, here on the show this evening. Is it one and only South Side and Big Stevie? How we doing, gentlemen?
Aye, good evening. It's good to be on my big mucker, Stevie, as always. And good evening to everyone listening and the troops on YouTube.
Stephen? You make a fell off his perch, South Side, what do you think?
Aye, he's doing a bridge, man.
He's there, just can't get his lips to work, mate.
A brat lip gloss, wasn't it?
Well,
You see me?
we can hear you now.
I don't know what happened there, boys. Good evening, Oxter. Good evening to the Techie boys. And good evening to my wingman. Welcome to Dream Team Wednesday.
How are you, South Side?
Aye, mate, I'm fine and dandy. Yourself?
Good, mate. Good. All right for a Wednesday, mate. Big Stevie, how you doing, big man?
You know me. You know me. Bounce back ability. No problem to Big Stevie. We're back.
Can't keep a good man doing that, right, South Side?
Nope, certainly not. Especially him.
Did you were doing a bit of joinery the other day, a bit of 2x2, Stevie?
Oh, no comment. Anyway, I am a good painter, yes. Yes.
We did all the trades this week. When I was speaking to you, you were painting as well, joinery, painting. You could serve your hand in, Biggie.
You better believe it. If the money's right, Big Stevie's there. Don't you worry about it.
Whoa, the money's right, Southside.
Aye. If it's long... he knows what it takes an hour for a shift, mate. No, he doesn't come cheap.
I know. Right, so, quickly, get your thoughts on the game Sunday, and then we'll talk about what's going on at the club. I want to talk to you about some of the things that's broke you dead. Not so much about the manager. We're on a wee bit of limbo with that. It looks as if Clement's coming in, but you never know. It's not done. It's not a done deal. It's done. Right, okay. Game on Sunday. Big Stevie, thoughts quickly.
In any other circumstance, I would have been delighted at the fact that you go to Love Street and you get the win, and 3 goals for, none against, the 3 points. So happy days, you know. I thought the 2 young boys, Lovelace and the young boy McCausland, done all right. It's a shame what happened to the young boy Lovelace, right enough. He was starting to look good, and he's tore a muscle in his leg or whatever he's done. I don't know the full extent. But I don't know what's happening with him. But anyway, no, well, brand new. 3 goals for him. I mean, Tav's third goal, what a dig that was, wasn't it? And he tucked the penalty away well. And Big Seema, what can we say about the big man? Say what you want. What can't speak can't lie. It's on paper, isn't it? His stats are there, all to be had. Many goals in the bounce is that? Is that 6 goals?
I believe so, mate. I've not checked it out, but I think so.
Well, you can't say nothing about that. A few good performances here or there. It was good to see the young boys on. Overall, happy days.
Southside.
Similar to what Stevie was saying there, Ox, I think before the game, a lot of us thought it'd be a tricky fixture for us in the form that we'd been in. And by all accounts, he'd been playing well at home. But obviously, once the penalty and the sending off happened, and we go 1 up, you're obviously then looking to take control of the game. So we done it. We got the job done. Got the 3 points. Taff scored another cracking goal. The third goal was a peachy strike again for him. And it was good to see the young boys get game time, and unfortunately, Lovelace getting injured. But apart from that,
looked like Hammy, didn't it? Looked like Hammy.
Aye, it looked like he was sort of holding the back of his leg when he was sitting at the side of the park. But we'll see how bad that is in time.
Yes,
Tell me something, boys. Tell me something. And even if Fox wants to come in here, how did these young boys get hamstrings? I used to play at the weekend. You went out at 10 in the morning to 10 at night, the street lights came on, you couldn't see anymore. And you never had hammies or nothing like that. How did these boys get these hammies? Go ahead, tell me now.
Southside, I'll answer this one if you don't mind. You all right?
Aye, on you go, mate. I'm sure you will.
They move quick, Stevie. We'll leave it at that. Carry on, Southside.
I must admit, I never suffered from a hamstring injury myself back in the day either. But obviously they're more athletic, as they say now and that. But no, I thought maybe it was the way he landed, Ox, that he'd hurt his knee or something, you know.
You seen it right away, the way he's leg, and he went, but it was hammy. I think,
Aye.
I mean, I might be wrong, I've been wrong before, no, but it looked like hammy the way the boy went. And he, obviously, being so young, he didn't know what happened. I would guess it's the first time it's happened to him. Hopefully, it's not an issue if he's got, because that ain't good if you're an explosive, pacey player. It's no good if your hammy start giving you problems outside there.
I think by all accounts, playing in the B team games, he's been available for just about week in, week out, you know, so I don't think it's been an issue in the past. So no, it was just unfortunate that he had to go off because he'd obviously set up the first goal by putting a lovely ball across the penalty box. But at least you can see maybe in time when he gets back, depending on who the manager is and that, but he might have a chance of trying to stake a claim in the team or thereabouts. We'll see how that goes for him.
Don't want to get personal, but I'd put him in a squad in that performance in front of two of our former players this season, if I'm honest. But I get it, Stevie. It's frustrating, muscle injuries, but just one of the things, isn't it?
Aye, but listen, that's the whole problem with this Rangers team this year, last year. We seem to be getting too many injuries, too many guys. I mean, I don't think they're all legit, are they? Come on. I mean, come on, a lot of averages is telling you these injuries are now all legit. I mean, what's Roof made of Weetabix?
Roof, he was on the park at the weekend, Southside there.
Nah. He's another one, you know, we can't count on a week in, week out, to be honest. And it's all right saying if we get the next 4 or 5 games and he's fit. But, you know, at some point he's going to break down and he's going to boot. That's more normally what happens with Roof. Maybe this season after his hip injury it might be different, but at the moment he's already missed games through injury since he come back. So, no, I think it's one we've got to look at to move on. Ox, he can score when he's on the park. We do know that. He's got a good goal-scoring record, but going for the future, we need somebody reliable that can play week in, week out, and obviously put the ball in it.
Right. Well, like him, Stevie, but his time's up, isn't it?
Aye. Listen, we need to rely on players. Why we are the now, we need to rely on players. We need players on that part, our best players on that part. He's our best natural finisher, and we're lucky for seeing him 2-3 games in a bounce and then he's off again with something else or whatever it is. It's no good, and then you're saying, right, he needs to get another couple of games to get match fitness again, and it just seems to be never ending with the boy, you know.
Just got a message. Can I give a shout out? He's a Thistle man, but he listens to the show away in Western Australia. Gary Brown, all the best, Gary. You know what I'm talking about, Big Stevie, a friend of yours.
Yes, Gary's a good boy, good one of the troops. Yes, I know his family well, and he's got a good background and a good upbringing. Yes, 100%. So, all the best, Gary boy. Good to know that you're still listening in to Dream Team Wednesday.
Maybe he'll wake up one time and just admit he's a blue noser. Oh, he'll kill me when he sees me. Right, right. I just want to ask a couple of things to you. Lovelace and the boy McCausland, come on. Ballbell was banging the drum, no pun intended, for the boy McCausland. Nice touches, even in the horrible performance in the Thursday night. The boy, for me, the best bit of skill in the whole game, apart from Tab's goal, when he knocked the ball down for. It's simple, but it's nice play when he knocked it down for Raskin to have the shot where he should have scored. So we've got 2 boys up here who've maybe done more. They showed more pace, more ability than 2 of our forward players last season. If we're being honest, Southside.
Well, see the thing about McCausland, Ox, when me and Albert went down to Capel, we watched the cup game, right, against Alwa.
Bishopton?
Aye. You're flog me, do you? Thing, mate. See the stuff he was doing that we seen him do Thursday night and what you seen him do on at the weekend. He was doing that in the B team game, you know. So it's what he does. He's got good movement. He's got good balance. He's got good ability. And to see him still do that, I mean, he made a great pass to Dessers on the Thursday night. It was the best pass probably of the game that we'd played for ages, and it came for a young boy. But he's got that, and I had seen it at the B game, and it's good to see that he's got no fear by the looks of it when he gets a chance in the first team. You can look at his size and looks, he has to build himself up. He needs to try and do that for the physicality side of it. But he's got good game awareness, and it was good to see him. Lovelace as well, he played that night, and he looked pretty good as well, but it's still making the step up. It's probably harder for him because he's getting into a striking position, but he showed up against St Mirren for the time he was on the park. So these boys have got ability. Aaron Lyle's another one that played in the middle of the park beside Ross McCausland. He's another young boy, but they're 20. So you'd like to hope that if the new manager comes in, keeps him about the first team squad and even tries to see if he wants to give them some game time. Because, see, to be honest, I would rather have Lyle or McCausland getting a chance than seeing Lundstrom or Jack in my first team, mate. We've got to try and get these boys in the team. Physically, size-wise, they're pretty... And they're built like Lowry and all. He's another one that's out at Hearts and could probably come back. But they're no bulky enough. They're no like the size of Jack or a Lundstrom, but they need to physically get better. But they've got the technique, they've got the enthusiasm, and they want to try and play and impress. And McCausland certainly impressed me in the chances that I've seen him on the park.
Mm-hmm. Just before I go to Stevie, why are they not ready at 20 years old? Why are they not physically ready? They've been professionals for about 4 years. They've done an apprenticeship. Why? For boy goes into the team in the Premier League, yeah, at 20 years of age, they'll be physically ready. Why are our players not ready, Southside? Something's right.
Oh, aye. A lot of the boys that you see in the Premiership, I don't know if they don't do a lot of gym work here, Rocks, or whether they're asked to do the gym work. It could be that the fact, I mean, they've been playing they played competitively in the Lowland League before they scrapped it. So they were playing against probably boys their same age and some men. I mean, if you look at it, Kurt Broadfoot and that played in there was seasoned pros and some certain teams that are older that played in that league. But physically, I don't know. But if you look at that team, the B team we've got, if you look at the boy Aaron Lyle as well, he's the same as McCausland, physical-wise. And then you look at Bailey Rice, who's a lot more tall and looks a lot more physical. You know, I don't know, but I'm hoping that they'll all get a chance, and hopefully the new manager comes in and will have a look at them. Because at the end of the day, we're wasting our time going and spending money, bringing players in at that age, and some of them will work and some of them don't. But we should be trying to get our own players for our academy, as I've said. We should at least try and get one or two in into our first team over a period of time.
I agree. What's your thoughts, Stevie?
My thoughts are as plain and simple. They are ready, Ox. It's just that Rangers, we can't afford to risk them.
No, I don't say they're ready football-wise. The point Southside made was about their physicality. And if a boy's 20 and been with their club right through, if a boy started out professional at 16, he should be ready. He should have the strength, yeah.
But I'm telling you, most of them are ready at Rangers, but we've just no risk them. The pressure's that much on managers, they'll know fling a young boy in there. It's as plain and simple as that. And unfortunately now, we're that bad that we're starting to play some of the young boys because we're saying Lammers and Deserts, have we surely no got a couple of young boys that can do what their contribution is in the game? And we have.
I'm not being rude, and I know you two never made the Rangers Radio 5-a-side team, but you would do more running, you two than Deserts and Lammers.
You better believe it. Better believe I pull that jersey on, man. I'd do more running than most of them. And see, you're fighting. Listen, see what you'll get out of the young boys. I know you'll get a bit of bottle at them and a bit of swagger. They don't care about who's who and what's what. They just get stuck in. But you need to give them the chance to do it. One game or 15 minutes at the end of a game's not enough for a boy to make an impact. You need to keep playing them and then let's see what we get out of them. I believe most of them are ready, Ox. Most of them are ready when they hit that B team. You could probably maybe bring at least 6 of them in. But we will risk that because the pressure's that much when you're the Rangers manager. You know what I mean? A draw's a disaster, and if you get beat, it's you know what I mean? So there's no way in the world a Rangers manager is going to try these young boys out and maybe risk maybe losing a couple of games, and that's the first thing that they'll pin the ear on the donkey, saying, you put the young boys on and they're not ready. Most of them are ready, but they just don't get a chance, Ox. That's the truth.
All right. When it shows you, and when it shows you this year, we're bringing players in for millions of pounds outside and big wages. And they're not improved their team more than they boys would they? Let's be honest.
No. It comes down to the fact that we've not took the chance. We go and we spend money on foreign players or other players in the hope that they're ready to go and perform. And if they don't show up, that's when you go, well, it's a waste of money, because we have got talent there. It's about trying to get them through, but it's a league Ox that we play in. We've got to win this league. We've got to win week in, week out. And the boys haven't been exposed. Leon King's the only one that was really exposed to the games, 3 games a week in the Champions League and all that when he get flung in. Nathan Patterson get flung in. Same thing happened to him. We had to fling him in. And then we well down the road, he went for big money. Other ones didn't get that exposure. They've been fed dripped into the team and then took back out and then just come back in for a wee bit like Lowry, got a few games and then just disappeared. But it's the pressure, and I think it's just the total pressure of playing in this league that we have to win week in, week out, and we can't afford to have too many young players in the team because they'll maybe no handle the pressure. I
don't know if you've seen it. On you go, Stevie.
I've just got to say, their Deserts came on it, right, and Sunday there, and he got a 1-on-1 with a goalie. Now, I'm telling you, the young boy McCausland would have tucked that away. The big guy's shattered in confidence now. The young boys, when they come on, they just run their heart out constantly. They're short of a bit of wisdom, and they just need choice making might be a bit rough, but they would get there if they got a run in the team. I mean, they're Raskin. That boy McCausland chested the ball right into Raskin. Raskin should have buried that. But again, I get back to choice making. If Raskin just taps out of the right on side, Lovelace, I think it was Lovelace. Was it Lovelace with the tap on?
No, but obviously McCausland.
Nobody's passing the ball there, he's right.
McCausland came on for Lovelace, so it couldn't have been that many passed it to. Should have passed it to. But listen, we're talking about youths and how they develop. I don't know if you've seen an article that was in the press today about Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's a big name in the EPL, and he was saying when he was coming through the youth ranks, the guy gave him the hardest time. Did you read it?
No, I never read that. I heard something about it, or I say.
Brandon Barker said. Brandon Barker, they said they thought when he was with Man City, potential to be one of the best players in the world. That was his words, no mine. So that just shows you how difficult it is. Good player as a boy, and what happens is when you get to these first teams, mate, it's not just your club. He was with Man City, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, it must be a step up for the boys when they go in. Listen, when you're playing first team level, tempo should be higher. You're fizzing balls in. You're coming up as a young boy to join in. You should probably be encouraged. And we've heard the stories from many pros that are pros and have played the game, saying when they went into other teams, some of them got hard times for other players at clubs because the expected demands are there that you can trap a ball, you'll take the ball, you'll not give away the ball, you'll pass it and all that. But the pressure goes on them and sometimes they freeze. But you like to think that it's something that they thrive to be with the first team, and hopefully they learn to train week in, week out with them. And I think it's just a confidence thing. But listen, we've got boys there that we look like we've got ability. So I'm hoping that some of the first team players are encouraging them, because let's be honest, some of them were hoping they'll be going out the door, and we've just done a rebuild to a point. So, but the confidence in the squad's been done for a while. So we're hoping this new manager will come in and bring a freshness. And if he does that and includes some of these young boys in that, then they're on it together, and probably under a new manager, there'll be new tactics and a style of play. Hopefully we'll see these boys thrive, and hopefully we'll maybe see one or two or the next between now and the end of the season, next season, maybe making a breakthrough that might save us money, wasting money like we think at the moment we've done on the Dessers and maybe Lammers and one or two others.
You mentioned confidence. Stevie, is it as simple as that, or was there also a disconnect? What did you think?
I I don't know. It could be a disconnect, but no. Look, for me, I don't know how. I played football when I was younger, right? You played to your capabilities. You knew what you were capable of. It doesn't matter what people tell you. Just go out and play the game the way you want to play it. I know you've got formations, whatever. Stick to that, but have a bit of faith and a bit of swagger in yourself and go out and get the business done. Some of these young boys will do it if they get a chance. There's got to be a pathway. There's definitely got to be a pathway. You know?
Aye.
Put
the 2 years on the spot. Put the 2 years on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
What you've seen this new, and I've not seen a lot of them. I know you've picked up some of the youth games in it, but what one of them do you think we might see in the first team regular going forward, say in the next 5 years? Is there any of them do you think could become a regular Southside?
Given a chance, I think McCausland could, aye. And I think
he's all bears took as well.
Listen, he is good. He is good. If you see him at that age group and that, he's really good. Bailey Rice is probably another one, but I think that young boy, given a chance, could certainly do well for us.
One to watch. So, Stevie?
McCausland and maybe Bailey Rice.
Okay. All right. Watch this face. All right. I don't know how we've done that. Thanks, boss. We begging these phone lines open, boys.
I get the trips in. Can I give you?
Can you go, Stevie?
Can I give you a wee exclusive?
Aye.
You're talking to a man that's now silver in MyGers. Okay.
So, just to let him know, Southside, he's still behind us too, isn't he?
He is. That you just getting there? Congratulations.
Listen, used to make story. Don't start that as if I've just been gone to see. He's no the drill, he's no the story. We've no got all night, but that's me now. Busted through.
Pass me that fiddle. Going to pass me that violin or Southside.
Hold on, I've got a cello here and all. With a big bow in it.
Ridiculous. I come on this show. See, you used to Robbie Burns, man. You stick like glue. He's there.
Listen, it's good. I'm glad you're getting up to silver. It's good, but it just shows you how long it's took you to get there. It's not the easiest thing to get to, is it?
What do you mean, how long? Well, started COVID.
I know that's what I'm saying, but you've still made a lot of the games.
I of course I have. That's because I've wore police outfits, nurses' uniforms, first aid.
What you do the weekends got nothing to do with MyGers.
You know yourself, Southside.
I wouldn't go any further.
What was that?
A chuckle.
I know we've had to go to some performances to get in grunge and that. I get that, and we've been lucky enough. We've got a lot of people out there that help us. So, but I'm not slagging it. I'm just saying that from when you started to now, you've just got into silver. So, it takes a bit of time because, like you say, Stevie, even in MyGers, you don't get offered a ticket for every away game anyway. You know, it's hard to get that.
I know we've discussed it. We'll have a really quick conversation about it. Look, you'll never. Rangers will get 3,000 tickets for, say, I don't know, Ross County, Southside. Even in a Tuesday night before Christmas, there'll still be, quadruple that looking to go up there?
Aye, well, you'd probably take Dundee. Dundee's got a midweek game. We're away to Dundee midweek in a few weeks' time. So, we usually get a stand and sometimes a bit. Remember, Stevie, did we get a bit off the main stand the last time up there? And even at that, being a Wednesday night, you'll probably find that that'll be oversubscribed and people will be looking for tickets, no?
Aye, so you're never going to solve it. So there's people maybe get their issues with MyGers, but I think the three of us on here see the pros and the cons, Stevie.
Oh, 100%. 100%. The pros are plain and simple. If you stay in Australia, South Africa, Canada, America, you buy it. It makes you feel part of the family. You get your wee gift. You get this and that. You might get wee things through for the shop and wee discounts when you get them posted. Just various wee things. There is pros and cons. The thing for us is Bears here. We're in it to try and get tickets, and the ticket scenario is never going to, for the amount of people that want to go and the amount of tickets that we get, you're never going to keep everybody happy. It's just fact. But for Glasgow Rangers as a business, great thing. Connects the family worldwide. Every penny you bring in, is it not going on to the players' depart? Know how to buy new players? So
I'm a bit gutted with that, to think that my MyGers membership went to pay for Tessers this year. You know what I mean?
by the way, you're not the only one. But listen, MyGers is a good thing otherwise, business-wise and everything else, but you're never going to sort the ticket scenario out. But as far as everything else goes, you know, it's a good thing, you know what I mean? And if you're not in it, I would urge any of the Bears out there that's listening in tonight, if you've no got MyGers, go and buy it and help. We want better players in the park, don't we? We want better facilities. We want everything gone. So help the club. Put your money in. Put 50 quid in. Get yourself a wee package and make yourself feel part of the Rangers family. That's all I would say to him.
So, do you think he gets more points for everyone who signs up?
Maybe that's how he's just went into silver, you know. No, listen, if, like Stevie says, and we touched on it last week, and I think Big Al for Australia and James for Tennessee, who come on the show, I said they were both going to join MyGers. Listen, the money, like they said, goes into the first team pool in the squad, help the club. And as we were saying was, if you're not worried about tickets, and obviously if you stay in Australia and Tennessee and that, and you're not going to be, then if you can afford it, chip in the £50, get the wee gift that comes through. And like Stevie says, you're part of the club, but it's helping go to the first team. And it'll be £50 a year, or else you'll get it for £40 the following year. I don't know how it'll work out, but whatever it is, you're helping the club, and it's the club that you proclaim to love. And that's what we say. Join it. The rest is all are in it because we're all scrambling to get tickets and stuff, and we all get our points. I think I got a solid gold bar, Stevie. I think it said on my MyGers. I'm not sure. Ox, was that right? Was that a solid gold bar?
When I see your membership, I'm sure it was platinum, mate.
Aye, right. Well, it will be then. What can I say? But aye, get in there and help the club. All the money will go into the first team, and we can hopefully support the club, and we can start to get better players. If we could get 100,000 people join MyGers, even into 150,000 people, that's phenomenal to get. But there's a lot more Rangers fans out there worldwide. And I know it's a sacrifice, it's £50, but it's only once a year. And if you love the club, as you say you do, and it's the only way that you can put money in if you don't buy strips or whatever, then that's certainly going to the first team squad. And then when you're sitting watching the game, you know that part of your £50 went in and go to the players that's winning leagues and cups for the Rangers. So I don't know how many's in MyGers auction. Is it 30,000, 40,000?
I think it was more than that. I think it was in well into 40,000 towards 50, mate. Yeah.
Well, that's basically roughly what we sell in season books, right? So we've got a worldwide fan base. So we should, hopefully, people listening will maybe just go and join it. That's all we're saying, and try and just help promote the club, and let's get more success into it.
But there's a club there, Benfica, they've got it, haven't they? And they've got over 120,000 people that's signed up to it. The exact same kind of thing. So there's an example. Now, as you just hit the only heat, we're worldwide. I mean, man, we've got Rangers Supporters Club in Vietnam, the Vietnam Loyal. I mean, come on. If every Rangers fan scattered all the world, if even a fraction of them join MyGers, we get a lot better players in the park, a lot better quality. So come on, Bears, buy into it. Let's get into it. Rangers Radio starting the campaign. Get yourselves sorted out with MyGers, and that goes for you too, Alec Kelly. I know you're sitting listening in here tonight. Get your wallet open and get MyGers bought.
53,000 was the last number in May, mate. 53,000.
Not a bad return, is it?
No, but if we're part of the Rangers family, is it the kind of thing we should maybe be buying as gifts when Waynes were born? Then they're part of it, and then it's a life commitment then. You know, you build to get a wee gift, and that's it. Aye. Is that the kind of things we should do, yeah?
Aye. Well, then get Oxy the wee gift. It's not just a gift. You open it up, it's like a package, and you've got all different stuff in there. And when I was getting it and Jamie was getting it, he was getting a different package for me, obviously an adult and a junior, but he was getting different stuff for me. So the kids do get stuff for kids, and the adults will get obviously the adult stuff, but it keeps you posted with what's going on at Ibrox too. It lets you know everything that's going on if you keep at it. Get involved, girls. Come on.
All right, okay. Listen, we get it. We understand that no everybody's votes bear cash. We understand that Southside.
Aye, 100%. I was just saying, if you can afford it or you want to try it, no, it's for people that are abroad and stuff like that. If they are no members, I mean, it's no a ticket thing for them, and maybe they've just no thought. Well, I could buy it, but I probably haven't. But the fact is, the money goes into the first team squad. And hopefully, if membership gets bigger, and as you say, I think Benfica and who's the other one, Porto, I think they've got a membership scheme as well. It's quite high, and that's what they do, and they flood it every year, and they've got over 100,000 people into it. So it's just something that we've talked about last week, and it makes sense, Ox, if we can build this membership through supporters worldwide.
Right, I'm going to get these phone lines on. Then I've got a real tough feed for you to put your thinking caps on, you to.
Oh, here we go, man.
Oh, you're not starting this nonsense.
Here, Southside.
Aye.
What do you think of our friends at the east end of the city knocking us back with our away tickets? Do you hear that?
I did hear it. I heard it. I think that was always going to happen.
Did you hear the other proposal as well, Southside? The SPFL, that's muted the press. Did you read that one?
I heard, is this, would they try to fix an allocation or agree to an allocation of what?
2.5%, yeah.
Right.
It's only about 1,200. It's not really much different than the allocation before. So, anyway, better get these phone lines opened up. Both your fans will be dying again.
Aye, come in and we'll ask you if you're a MyGers fan and all.
Old Davy's just hung up.
Nobody will come on now.
Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Ox.
Yes, mate.
See the situation with the allocation thing at the Chamber of Secrets. See, we offered them tickets and they knocked it back. Have they not still got to offer us tickets? Are they breaking the rules?
I believe so, mate. I'll get the research department on the case. Yeah.
Aye, they can't just no offer us tickets. They're breaking rules doing that. So it'll be interesting to see what the outcome there's going to be. Maybe they'll not understand them. Maybe they'll be talking Palestinian. I see them.
Maybe they'll have a lot of empty seats. They'll want to. Oh, they did have a lot of empty seats in their last home game. They're going to have more empty seats going forward, I hope. Yeah.
You know.
Bad people always be bad people. Anyway, right. Right, I'm going to ask you this one, right? I'm going to test your Rangers history, boys, yes?
Not a problem. Give us
Not a problem. All right. It's quite simple, right? Right, okay. See if the listeners can get it as well while they're listening, right? It's who am I? Yeah, we've done it in the past, Southside, right? I'm going to toss the coin. Yeah.
Aye. Tails is always tails.
So that means you're going for heads, Stevie?
Yes, I'll go for Charlie Boy.
Right, okay, there we go. Spinning. Oh, believe it or not, it's just fell on my apron. It's tails. Right,
on my apron, there you go. go. So this means I'm going to get hit with a Haji and they're having man.
No, we're sharing this, Stevie.
Yes, it's only he's going to go first, right?
Right, okay.
Right, I'll give you a couple of clues, yeah? And then we'll start, right?
Right.
Are you ready? Southside.
If you tell you were doing this, I would run and go to that book out the cupboard.
All right, okay. I'll give you a clue. The player was a defender, okay? That's the clue you'll get.
The defender.
You'll not get it right away, yeah? He played over 280 first-team games for Rangers. Southside. Who am I?
Stuart Monroe.
Correct.
If you'd go that way, I'd feel I've met you. I was never booked or red carded, Stevie.
Never booked a red card. Never booked. I need to know how far we're going back. No got Scooby. I can't even say no.
I played under 4 Rangers managers Southside.
Eric Caldo.
Stevie, I scored. Should I just change that? I scored 3 goals for Rangers. Who am I, Stevie?
3 goals for Rangers. Never been booked or sent off. Played under 4 managers. 4 managers now. I would say that's roughly around about as soon as coming forward the way then. No, maybe no. Because all the other ones were kind of long term, weren't they?
Come on. Who am I?
No got a clue.
Okay.
No got a clue yet.
Yeah, I'm not getting a lot away yet, right?
Yeah.
The Rangers player I played the most games with was John Gregg.
There you go.
Southside, who am I?
I thought it was Caldo, but it's no, is it? Because you never said it was. I don't know. Can't think.
Right, okay.
I hate this.
Yeah.
Great. So Colin Jackson, isn't it?
3 goals, Stevie. Big bomber. Scored more than 3 goals, didn't he?
I know.
Right, okay. The manager I played the most games with was Jock Wallace.
Osprey Heights, McPherson. I'm gonna say one that you would never think, but John McClellan.
Good guess, mate. Good guess. But unlucky, mate. Yeah.
Aye, I was just thinking he didn't score a lot of goals. I can't mind if he gets sent off.
Okay.
Nothing sticks out. Right, okay. Right, Southside, come on now.
Okay, sounds right. I'm going to use a big clue now, right?
Oh, cat dancer.
Right. He's a Hall of Famer. Southside, who am I?
It's a Hall of Famer.
John Gregg. 4 managers. This is murder, man.
I know.
Is it Wally something?
Over the law, well, he's played for our team.
Aye, but is his name William something? Because Give me that and I might get you the second one. Am I right?
Wally right?
No, am I right?
Oh, man.
Stop ripping and hitting. Is it William?
What are you saying, William? What?
Matheson.
Correct.
Is it?
There you go.
Yes.
Well
Oh,
done.
get it in there. There's Stevie. We got there in the end.
Well done, yes. Aye.
Well done, boys. Well done. Well done. Bit of fun, Stevie. Bit of fun.
Aye.
No easy at the start. No easy at the start.
Definitely no.
You know, I didn't. When I checked out today, I was surprised how many games he played for his 281. Mate.
He never gets sent off or booked.
Remember that's about red and yellow cards never come into the early 70s, Stevie.
Aye.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a trick question, you know.
Aye. Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Aye.
The game's changed, but aye. I played under Simon, Davy White, Wally Waddle, and Jock Wallace. There you go, Southsider.
Aye. I hate the ones. You're murder. No. You need to have a good memory for stuff like that, Stevie.
That's a question. Do we have any Scotland caps?
No. People wondered how you get in the Rangers team beginning 281 times. And he's a Barcelona bear. Remember that?
Aye. Yeah.
No.
Listen,
He's going to go there in the end.
can I ask how he's a Hall of Famer then?
But he's a Barcelona bear.
Aye, right enough. Just that whole team would be Hall of Famers, better or less, wouldn't it?
And also 281 games, so he's no bad gone, is it?
No, not for that period of time and the sort of team and sort of the players that we had and at the time of going through that period. 4 managers he went through, didn't he? You said under 4 different managers.
Scott Simon, Davy White, Wally Waddle, Jock Wallace.
Old Davey will remember him.
There he is. There he is.
Oh no! I love what you're fabulous.
Here, hold on, just don't get carried away. You are MyGers member.
Oh God, tears are really doing my face here. I was shouting at the telly, Wally Wanfoot, Wally Wanfoot. You'll not remember that. Hawks will remember it, maybe.
Oh, well, Cam, didn't you?
Wally Wanfoot. That was a classic, but that was a classic when he did. But Stevie's easy to play for Scotland. He's walking a game in his angels. He done the job, but I only had one foot. Anyway, how you doing, guys? How you doing?
281 games, Davey.
Aye, well, there you go. I would never have thought he played under 4 managers right enough. Did you see Scott Simon, Ox?
That's who signed him, gave him his debut, right?
Aye, well, that's... I've seen him. I watched Willie. Yeah, well, when he was playing. But he was steady, but he only had one foot. He done the business. Anyway, guys, how you doing? It's a pleasure to speak to you again. Especially the dynamic duo.
Oh, thanks very much, Davey.
You're a dynamic treble. That's brilliant. To get back to the question you were asking me about MyGers. No, I'm not a member, but I'll tell you, I'm what you would call an analog guy. Coming on to a dinosaur. I haven't even a clue how to do it. And I don't mean that in a personal way. I do not do computers or nothing. I used to, when I got some of my tickets, I used to use my phone, and then that became a joke because it was crashing and blah, blah, blah. So honestly, I couldn't even tell you how to go about it. I know you probably need to get into the internet and that, but that's just like going to the moon to me, guys,
Davey,
you know.
all right. We'll get it between the threes for your Christmas. All right, carry on.
Aye. Right, so we'll get you into MyGers, Davey, right? We'll sort it out and we'll get you into MyGers. Then you become a member.
I'll pay for it. Don't worry about that. That's not a problem.
So you're signing up then, you'll sign up. There we go. There's somebody else in now.
Just let us know and I'll get the money to use whatever way you want. No problem. What I was going to ask you guys is regarding the football side of it. See whoever comes in here, whoever we end up with, do you think he would take that team and in the time that he would have with them, do you think we would notice any type of difference in the style that we play?
Thanks, Stevie.
Who's that to?
A lot of you.
To you, Stevie, first.
David, I think whether it's Clement or what do you call him? Big Australian boy. No matter who it is, I think he'll come on and they'll have their own tactics anyway. As far as the tactics we've got to now, nobody can work it out. We haven't got any tactics now. I know we Devils trying his best and whatever, but whoever comes in is going to bring their own tactics and their own things that they want to do. If I was any of the managers, I would just be keeping, once they comes in, watch them playing a few games and then make my mind up. But I would definitely make a put my own stamp on it by maybe taking the captaincy off it Tav right away. And right away, just by what you can see there now. I know he did a good game on Sunday, and I know he's probably the best of a bad bunch now, but the keeper for me is your captain, as it is now. But that January comes, this guy's going to want to bring his own captain, and he's going to have his own style of playing, his own formations. So it just depends on who it is. You know, it's coming in. They're going to want to do their own thing.
Do you think that'll happen, Southside?
Nah, I don't think he'll change the captaincy at all until the end of the season. Unless he was going to drop Tav out the team and wasn't playing him, I think Tav will stay captain, Stevie. We've seen what happened before, changing captains mid-season and all that. I just think he'll no do it. I think Tav will stay captain until the summer. Unless, like I say, he wasn't going to be a regular in the team. It's just my opinion on it.
So, I think he's going to give the boy Sterling a chance at any point.
He might, aye. Listen, Sterling's got a good case to probably try and get in the team, and under a new manager coming in, then it'll be up to him to show in training and what style he's wanting to adapt. But for me, he only needs to get a right back in. So whether he picks Sterling or Tav, it'll be down to him, Stevie. I think he might start with Tav, but whether Tav lasts any more than 2 or 3 games in his style of player, if he has bad games, he'll probably just drop him. We don't know really. We'll have 2 weeks to look at it. But I think Tav at the moment is possibly ahead of him because he is the captain. And if he probably looks back to the game on the weekend and he sees him score that goal, the second goal that he scores, and he knows what he can add to the team. But whether he's going to want to push his fullbacks up all the time or not, I don't know if that's going to be his style. So if he isn't, then Sterling's got a good chance of starting if he's just looking for somebody to defend properly.
Stevie, can I ask you something, Stevie, then?
Aye.
Is Tav the biggest problem at our club?
No, definitely no. He's not the biggest problem. He's not a leader either. And we need leaders on the park going forward, Docs. All I'm going to say is, whoever comes in, he'll probably open the books to everybody and say, right, you've all got a fair crack at this. Like guys like Sterling and that at his day, as Southside just said. And he's probably getting a chance here, no matter who comes in. As he'll say, right, fair play right across, the books opened. Let's see what you've all got. And that's why I'm saying he might leave it maybe 2, 3, possibly 4 games to see who's who and what's what. And if Tav does the sole leadership on that park, it could be a good thing for the manager and a bad thing for Tav, that the manager might want to make a statement by saying, well, what I've seen of your leadership qualities, you're no the problem. I think Tav would be a cracking midfielder going forward. I really do. I said this away in the show last year and I get kind of, don't be daft, Stevie. I'm telling you, he's never a defender in his life and he's not a leader. He's a good player for Rangers and his numbers and his goals tell you he's a better forward. He's better playing going forward and look the way he can hit that ball. I'm telling you, I just hope whoever comes in makes a statement on that Rangers team, because see at one point there, see the other week against that European team Limassol, I'm telling you now, I'd have dropped that full back line. There you go.
I don't think you've been alone. I mean, let's be honest, you've dropped 11 of them, or 10 of them.
Correct.
In that performance, if you're being honest, outside in that one game, I don't think Tam's the biggest problem with the club. I wouldn't have given him the extension, and if things would have been happening, it would have been this year, would have been end his contract, if I'm honest, outside. And maybe we might have extended it for another year or whatever. We should have been in control, whereas we're now get somebody who's aging, slowing down.
Can I just say, I'm not having a crack at Tab, because Dessers wouldn't have pulled that jersey on for me again. Neither would John Lundstrom, neither would guys like Ryan Jack, and neither would guys like Roof. They're unreliable. I mean, Roof's the best finisher we've got to the team. We're depending on him, and you can't get nothing out of him. What if he's injured and then he comes back and then he's got to play games to get him up to fitness, and then he's injured again? It's just a cycle with the guy. We can't rely on him. He's a good player on his day.
But Dessers, you always need Dessers, mate, because the trouble we've got with economics at fit bus outside, you have to have him involved to try and get rid of him.
I probably will. Listen, maybe the new manager will come in and somehow transform him. Listen, Matondo was wrote off for many a month, and everybody said no, nothing there. I mean, we watched him. He came on, he would just get the ball took off him. He'd no physicality. When he had the wee chances, cameos here and there, didn't really show up. And then eventually this season, he's turned it round. When he's came on, he showed up. Listen, Dessers doesn't look like he's got great ability. He looks cumbersome. He's no quick. He doesn't look as if he gets himself into the areas where he should be. We'll just have to wait and see. I would think no, he'll probably no make a grade, and it's how you get rid. But you never know. He might turn it round in a sort of style or a system that is put together. And even if he's no scoring regular, if he was assisting or adding to that type of play, then you could say, well, aye. But I don't see anything like that going forward at the moment. But you never know. Players can change it round, and they have done it in the past. I'd like to know, Ox, if you think some of the loan players we've got, will we want to see them coming back?
Can I say something? I don't care who the next manager is. Are they going to make Deserts any quicker than what he already is? You need to be Paul Daniels to make him move any quicker. I'm telling you now, there's nobody going to make Deserts a better striker. He's too slow. I've seen Milk turning quicker in the beginning.
Correct. I agree with everything you're saying, but it's funny if you start scoring goals. Doesn't matter how quick you are, Davey.
Good point. It's the problem. Everybody looks at it differently and through different sort of angles. But I've said this for months and months, and I think everybody's been on the same page. It is our back three have been there far too long, and it's showing up. And we're talking about we're slow playing this. That's where it starts. It starts there. And then it goes to Lundstrom, and he's slowing. Well, no, it was ever get pace. But when we were doing the rebuild, that's where we should have made the changes. But we've no. I mean, that goal, Goldstone lost in Cyprus, and he wasn't that clever with the second one either. But he always gets his game, and I don't know why that young boy King couldn't get a game. If we're talking earlier about the young guys. He came in there and played in European Cups, and he wasn't great, but he never let himself down. But you watch Golson doing that, they've all lost a good bit of pace, folks. But you must be able to see that yourselves.
David, you're totally right. I've never forgiven Golson for a UEFA Cup final. He let that ball get across that box.
Got right all day long. Scotland all day long for that goal.
Aye, yep. He broke my heart, and I've never forgive him for it. Never. And see the amount of times we've had goals where he's ducked out the road. Now, I can't mind who it was against. It was against Hearts or something. He ducked out the road and the ball flew into the top corner. I can't mind who it was against. You can actually see him moving his head out the road of the ball. And that UEFA Cup final was the last straw for me with Goulson. He shouldn't be a mainstay in that team. He's absolutely rotten at times. And then you get the odd game and you think, wow, what he played out his skin today. I mean, against Real Betis, he was outstanding.
Aye. And by the way, so did Lundstrom had a good game that night and all, and then you take them south side the next European tie.
Do you know, it's because our centre backs haven't been that great, but we've put them up there on the pedestal. Haji, if he's listening, he'll be screaming. He likes him, and he keeps batting the drum about him to me. But I've told him he's an organiser, and he was a never present. He's no commanding. He doesn't win enough headers, and basically he turns his back when the ball's shot at him. No, he's no got that heart and desire for me. He stick his face or his head in and get it up, like a Richard Gough, John Brun, and all that in the past. No, nothing like that. But that's how probably we thought he was that good, because he isn't that good. It's just that he turned up every week and played, and he has had some decent games and he has had some good games. But over a period of time, for me, he should have not had the 4-year deal. We should never been allowed to. We should never have allowed that to be done. And whoever done it, whether it have been the sporting director or whatever, but we need better than Connor Goulson. And for me, him and Tav, we lose a lot of goals down the right-hand side due to the style of play and due to the bad defending. Suter's lost goals and all, but going forward, I would be going with Suter on the right-hand side in his preferred position. If a new manager goes with a 3, fine. I know a lot you slaughtered Davis during the thing for the European game. He did make that bad mistake inside the area, but I thought for most of that time, out the back four, he was one of the ones that at least read the game, intercepted some passes, and we swapped to a back 3 for 5 minutes. He stopped Lundstrom at right back, Goulson in the middle, Davis at the left, and every time we lost the ball, we were in panic stations at the back, and then he swapped it back to a back 4 again within 5 or 6 minutes earlier. We tried it to get us up apart, but we just couldn't get the ball. Every time we lost it, we looked in danger. So going forward, I think Ben Davis, for me, would keep his place in there beside Suter, and hopefully he might try do John Sterling going forward. I think that's the way you have to go. But I think
new manager will do, mate.
I think he'll stick. I think he'll stick with them, just to see them at the start. I think he'll stick. They might get advised for other people to go down that road.
I'll be interested to share, but we'll see where it goes. Davey, I've just had a message. The next time you phone in, will you leave your bank details and then the 3 numbers in the back of your card with the boys in the reception, and we come on, we'll have a quiz about your mother's maiden name, all right?
Aye, no problem.
Leave your carrier pigeon, David.
Brilliant. Aye. I mind you, when you get to my age, you tend to do these things, you know. Now, can I just come back into what
you can't. No, you can't, because get yourself a mute.
Oh, is that the time?
We'll go right back to you, right? We're going to have a tune.
Oh, every other Saturday, my half day up, and it's up to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland Road, me and my wee pal Joe. Oh, we love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers score. Oh, we won the Scottish League about 1,000 times. The League Cup is simple too. We gave some exhibitions in the Scottish Cup. We gave a Wembley Wizard too. And when the Glasgow Rangers win the European Cup, when we won they had before, we'll rally round an Ibrox 100,000 strong. We'll give the boys an Ibrox roar. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we'll love to hear the cry. We'll love to see the lassies with a blue scarf on. We'll love to hear the boys roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers score. Oh, how we'll love to hear the cry. We'll love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We'll love to hear the boys roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we'll love to hear the cry. We'll love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We'll love to hear the boys roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers score.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh, thanks for that, Fox. Great tune, great tune. Great voice. Stevie, just a wee poll for you, mate. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're on. We
And
get
you
the
go.
fingers up. Then we put it in the Facebook feed just to see what MyGers poll. 45% have MyGers, 40% say they don't have MyGers, and 15% have said, I don't have it, but I will buy it. So there you go.
Good. Brilliant. Get them on. Get as many as we can. Every penny's a prisoner in it. We want better playing staff in the park. We want better facilities. Join it and help the cause. That's it. Plain and simple as that.
Oh,
Yes, mate.
I've just started putting the money in my swear box. I've got £49.50.
If you don't have 2 sweeties every hour, you'll be able to buy it. You'll be able to get it in a week.
Aye, no, I'm up for it, guys. I'm up for it. Aim for the teddy bears.
Yeah. Right, Davey, you were going to make a point. What was going on?
That was my point. I was counting my
that's
swear
always-
box money.
Listen, I'm no one for asking anybody questions, right? I'm going to ask you, Ox, right? Put this present Rangers team, right? Your mainstays, like the back line, like Borna, obviously either Ben Davis or Big Suitor, Wade Golson and Tav. Who are they for? Who would you keep?
Who are they for? You mentioned 5.
Aye, I know, well, I'm talking about the four,
Right.
the four in the
listen,
back line.
I'll say it. I'll put it to you this way. If it was me, Coles, if we could have got away with it, because he might have left the club, because we don't know, so you can come in as well after me. I wouldn't have gave Connor a 4-year extension. I think it was mental at his age. I think he's 30 at the turn of the year. So he's still got 2 years to go. I mean, the amount of games he played for us, he was always going to get injuries. He's not be Superman. Tav has been a tremendous servant for us, and he's still got 2 years to go, which would take him up to a testimonial. Yeah. The contracts are too long. Tav's 32 coming up for, I think. So there you go, he's 34 now. It should have been a year's extension at a time so that the club are in control. Yeah, and Borna, I think it's time to move on. Ben Davis has been with us a year and a bit, so he'll have a couple of years left. I wouldn't be extending Ben because I think we can do better, even though I don't think he's a worse football player. I was saying John Suter is a positive for us because he's a Scots player. If we can, for Europe, and we keep him, he's got something about him. He's come back for injuries and started playing this season. He's been a regular. I don't think he's been unavailable once outside. Is he the greatest centre-half I've ever seen in a blue jersey? No, he isn't. Is he not a bad player? No, he's not bad. But Borner's time's up. Tav and Connor, the Suns of time wait for no man when you move in your 30s, and they're going to get they're not going to get any quicker. Let's put it that way. So that's answer. I hope that's answered your question. Southside.
Tav obviously had the great European run, the top goal scorer, and he was doing well that season. But you can't keep going on what you did and to what you're doing at the present. Golson, for me, similar to what you said, Stevie, culpable for the goal in Seville. He should have been trying to block, even if he'd scored an own goal, whatever. Made an attempt. Scott Wright didn't block the cross, I get it. But the ball still came across Ox, and honestly, he was found wanting in there. Tav, like I said, still scored a cracking goal at the weekend, but they've seen 3 or 4 managers now, and it's time that we need to change it. It needs to break up. Ben Davis, I would keep. I think technically he's a good passer of the ball. He was looking all right. He had a mad moment in the European game, but I think in the league games he's been actually all right. And I think Borna, time will be up. He's on the last year. He's been a good servant, but you're hoping that Ridvan would have come in and took over and be maybe showing you what he showed us a couple of weeks ago when he scored that goal for running for his own half. So that's what we're looking for him to develop, but play regular. He's always been injured. Leon King, if he gets a game in the Rangers team, it has to be somewhere in midfield. I don't see Leon King ever making it as a centre-back at Glasgow Rangers at all. He get flung in, done his best, but I think the boy will end up going out and loan or something. But I think new manager might find a space if he could in the midfield. I think we've spoken about it also on here. That's where I seen him.
I've told you, I think if I was him, I would try to learn the right back role, mate.
You would what? Right back?
Aye.
Well, we could fight the boy John Sterling, obviously, for that position. But aye, the whole back, the whole lot of them over this period of time have been relied on by certain managers since Stevie G brought them in, and before that, Tav was in before that. But we've been loyal to them for a long time. They've done a job a while ago, but it's what you're doing in the present time and what you're doing for Glasgow Rangers now. And just a new manager now. Beale obviously had favourites. This guy's no gone because he's no signed any of them. So hopefully he'll be as ruthless as he wants to be. But the players have to step up, be counted when they get in the team.
Okay, interesting. Stevie, does that answer your question? A bit of cop-out for the twos there, but sometimes people have just been somewhere too long.
That's definitely. Our back four's a spent force, isn't it? We've showed them too much loyalty. Southside's right when I mentioned that there. We've showed them too much loyalty, 4-year contracts and all the rest of it. I'm going to be honest. We're not hard enough.
All right, I'll cut across. We've been joined by Derek. Evening, Derek.
Oh, hi there, mate.
How you doing?
Are you okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate. What's on your mind?
A couple of things. So, talking about the captaincy, and you're talking about Tavernier, and I'm thinking that Nico Raskan would be, he's the right type of arsehole that would be a great captain for Rangers. He's got the right type of grit about him. I think Nico Raskin would be a phenomenal captain for Rangers. So that's the first thing. And second thing is like Haji as well. Haji's the type of player, if we didn't own him and he wasn't on loan, we probably would want to sign back anyway. So, like, if we get Philippe Clement and they appoint Raskin and we get Haji back, and like, I don't know, what do you think?
All right, I'll take the fifth on the Haji question. I'll pass it to the lads south side, the Raskin and Haji.
Captain. I could see where you're coming from. I'd rather if he was changing the captaincy. I don't think he'll change it till the start of next season, in my opinion. But I would rather it was an outfield player. Raskin possibly, unless he brings in somebody else he might know that can lead. The other one you're talking about, Haji. I like Haji. Always did. I think he's got good ability. I think he's seen passes and done things that other players just couldn't see at the time. Obviously, Michael Beale didn't fancy him. He was ready, I believe. He said he was fit and ready to start and play. Just didn't get a chance. And we talked about it just earlier. I don't know if you heard. I was thinking they might bring back a couple of other loan players as well. So Haji's in that, whether it be Lowry, whether it be they two to start with, to have a look at them. Hopefully he would. I would like to think he would bring Haji back to have a look at him if he's going to play a certain style and he thinks Haji can make the difference, to be honest.
A lot of people are saying Jack Butland about being captain, but like, do you not think with a goalkeeper being captain, like you've got a really defined role, you're in goals, you've got the 6 yard, you've got the 18 yard. It's quite easy to be a captain when you're doing nothing most of the game, but do you not think it'd be better if it was like Nico Raskin, particularly when it's like moving forward, and particularly if you're going to have Philippe Clement that might be coming in? Do you think that'd be better?
Can I come in there?
Aye, Stephen.
Aye. Listen, I would honestly say, I totally agree with you. I would want my keeper as a captain, but what I'm seeing the now and what we've got the now, I would have Jack Butland as the captain the now. The big man, since he's came in, he's been absolutely brilliant for us. He's made some great saves. He's at the back, he's commanding, and he does a bit of shouting at too. I see your point with me asking. He's like a wee Jack Russell type. He's a wee wire runner. I get all that, but you've got to go in the park every week to be a captain. And I don't think the wee man's injury prone at times, you know. So for me, just out the bunch, the squad that we've got at this minute, I would have Butland as your captain. But until such times as the transfer window opens and a new manager comes in, the new manager's going to want his own captain and bring somebody in. Listen, I think Tav's been an all right captain. He's not a captain, but he's been all right. The way he lives away for the game, he's a top pro, Tav, and he's been a good servant of the club. But he's just not a captain like on the park or coming off the park with a bad result. I can't picture him grabbing anybody in the dressing room or flinging a boot saying you were rotten today. We've got a squad of players that are all nice boys. We've not got anybody that you could beat in the tunnel. See, in the tunnel, you look across. Who's fearing the Rangers? Who's fearing that team, that squad of players? We've no iron, and that's something we need to get. Hopefully, the next manager brings is a bit of iron. Now, I'm not saying we want somebody that's just going to go out and kick everybody up there. Of course, we want football players. Of course, we want people who use a wee bit of iron in their too, but we've no got anything. And I just think at this moment in time, getting back to your question, Jack Butland would be better the captain, and for somebody to make a statement. Tavs and Golson and your Lundströms and your Borners and your Ryan Jacks, they're all serial losers now. They're spent forces. You need to make a statement with these guys and let them know, look, you're not getting your way. Why should Golson be a mainstay in that team if he's doing well?
Because contracts are up this year as well, Stevie. Yeah, they're up.
Aye, I know.
You know. I'll give you my take on it, Derek. Yeah.
I agree with all that. But like, do you think there's a lot to be optimistic about, like with Todd Cantwell and Raskin and Danilo and Sterling and like?
Is that not your captain there? If you were changing the guard this summer, is that not your captain there, Todd Cantwell?
I'd pick Raskin, man. Like I think he's got balls and steel, and I think he's like the right type of leader for Rangers. And I think there's a lot to be happy about. Like, as much as you're saying Tavernier, Goldson, and like the backline's all knackered, but there's I think years after January when they all get back, I think we're going to be fine. Like, I genuinely think that there's a lot to be optimistic, and if we get Philippe Clement, like, that's who I'm kind of rooting for. Like, I think there's a lot to be happy about. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but
only time will tell, mate. Only time will tell, but that's the man's quick. But we'll see what happens going forward. I'm like Southside. I don't think anything will change this season, but you could have somebody new next season as things develop. The Haji man, I'll see it differently for Southside. I think Haji has become a better player since he's not been in the team.
Aye, well, listen, I think if you're looking at what we've produced in the middle of the number 10 and he's gave Lammers plenty of chances, I think Haji knows the club, knows his, and can play. That's absolutely his preferred position. He could have been trying to fire balls through, he can shoot with both feet. If he's at the edge of the box, he's got to take a pot shot. He came up and showed up in European games for us. He did it he did it in many a game for us. I just think, and he knows the Scottish game. And you could have probably played Haji probably slightly out of position, even on the right-hand side, which he did before, and he would still have done a job for us. But whether he will come back, Derek, I don't know. That'll come down to the new manager and pros. But I think Haji would probably want to come back. And if he sees him as part of his plans, he's got a big squad to work with. I mean, Todd Cantwell's going to come back, like you say. Tom Lawrence is going to come into the team. By all accounts, Matondo will be back at some point, who did make a bit of an impression if he's looking for a wide-type player. Dare I say it, Oxy's pal Scott Wright might get reinvented under a new manager. You know, you see players, you know. Yeah, but listen, I'm not saying they will, but I'm just talking tongue-in-cheek. But listen, it can happen. But obviously Danilo as well, as they say, just to come back, somebody that we're looking at is obviously going to hopefully score goals. And if Roof is fit for a period of time, then he's more likely to score. If his goals per game ratio in the park is high, he normally will score. But I wouldn't rely on him. And Seamus in a fine vein for him. So I think middle to front, we've got a lot to look forward to. I think we had that for the start of the season. Just Michael Beale just didn't execute it properly to get the chances and the supply to them. And hopefully this new manager will, if it's Clement, hopefully he'll fit a system where we will create chances and we will be seeing the players that we're talked about score goals for Rangers.
If you're asking me, Southside, I think Haji's a better player than Lammers all day long, mate.
Aye. At the moment, what even Haji had done is look better than Lammers. Aye. But like I said, you could probably gain time, and I know he's not ready, but that wee boy Ross McCausland plays in there and you're trying to promote youth and all that, and he probably him gave a few chances in that position, might have showed up more than what Lammers has, but we will only fling him in because they just don't think he's either ready or they just don't want to gamble. But I'm hoping the new manager will have a look at some of the young boys that we spoke about earlier and that's been running the fringes of the first team, like Lovelace, like Bailey, Rice, McCausland, and they'll get a chance to impress, and maybe the wee boy Aaron Lyle will even get a chance to impress. He's a central midfielder, loads of talent, skillful wee player, but it's just about seeing if they can get in front of your pal Raskin to make captain, and Raskin's got a lot more experience and played at a higher level than him, so the chances are it'll be harder for the boy Aaron Lyle to get into the squad, but you never know.
Stevie, you were laughing there.
No. It's good point. Very good points. But Raskin, I can see where the chat's coming to with Raskin, but with Raskin, I don't think Raskin. I've watched him. He's playing wise, aggressive, okay, but he doesn't shout and ball me. But you need that captain out there. I would go Cantwell all day long. He can see how he's taken to the club, and he's got that good bit of bite, and he does a good bit of shouting. But as we all know, guys, this is not going to happen. This guy's not going to just change all this right away. It's not going to happen.
You never know. Well,
never
Davey,
know.
your name's Davey, right? Stevie.
I've already says about who I would want to see the captaincy going to. Me personally, that's, would you say, Ox?
With Haji?
Yep, that's done with Haji. Nah, no for me. No, definitely no. I don't think Haji's the answer. He had a wee purple streak for us at one point and he got injured. And to be fair to Haji, he's not really had a chance to get back from his injury, to be fair to the boy. But I don't think he's the answer. I really don't. I'm hoping for better than Haji after the new manager. I really am. Just, I think he'd be a good squad player all the same, but it's not what I would want. Definitely no.
Would you cash it?
Oh, I would cash it. Somebody come in and give us good money, I would take it. Aye. Yep.
Derek, can you come, mate?
Me?
Aye, Derek, can you go, mate?
I honestly think times are changing, and I think it's a good time to be optimistic. Like with Stephen Davis, like getting put into the interim manager, we get to see Ross McCausland and Bryce and Lovelace and the time Todd Cantwell, and you've got Rascan and Danilo. Honestly, like I think if we get Clement, or like I'm not keen on Kevin Muscat, but if we get Clement and he comes in and he gets to January and these players are playing fit, and you've got Bryce, Lovelace, McCausland, you've got Todd Cantwell, Danilo, Tom Lawrence. I honestly think there's a lot to be optimistic about. I really hope we get Philippe Clement. I don't know if that's going to happen because he's got like interest for Saudi Arabia. But like even with Rascan, is like you're saying you're no keen on Tavernier or Goldson.
Why are you going work in the Middle East at this time?
Well, look at the money. Like Gerard, and you've got all these other people going out there, but like it would be a superb appointment if we could get Clement. Like that would be outstanding. And I would even say like the league's nowhere if we get Clement. Like if we get Clement, I don't think the league's there.
All right, time, Stevie. When you carry on, Derek.
I don't think the league's there if we get Clement, and like you say, if we focus on the youth and we focus on something like Rascan rather than Tavernier, I don't think the league's done. Like I think it's far from done. Like I really, like you can tell what I'm saying. Like I really hope Philippe Clement comes, and then I don't know. Like I think there's a lot to be optimistic about. I think with Tavernier is getting a hard time, and Golson's getting a hard time, but they were under a shite manager. Like you could tell that Tavernier checked out. Oh, sorry. You could tell that Tavernier kind of checked out with Michael Beale before the summer when it came into the pre-season, and they were doing the post-match interviews and the pre-match interviews, and you could tell with Tavernier that he just kind of knew he was. You could kind of tell with interviews he's just kind of checked out a wee bit, and I think it's harsh on Tavernier to say, we need to get rid of him or we need to get rid of Goldson, but you need a balance of experience as well. I'm not saying he should be the captain moving forward. I'm not saying like this is his time. I'm saying his time's probably there, but he's played under a bad management team, just like Dessers has played under a bad management team, or Lammers, or Danilo, or Todd Cantwell, or like they've all played under a crap 4-3-3 system that didn't work. Was never likely to work. If you played it for the rest of the universe, was never going to achieve anything. And he was always going to be a scapegoat, just like Dessers. Like I'm not a fan of Dessers, but with Tavernier, he might have a resurgence under a new manager like Clement. I think I wouldn't rule him out. I'm not saying be captain, but like Rangers player, definitely.
Cheers. Stevie, in you come, mate. Then Bob just joined us.
I was just going to say to you, Ox, put Derek out his misery and tell him who the manager is. Because you know who it is.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Has it been announced?
He's a player manager. It's Haji.
Oh.
If people listened to Monday night, we said who it was, mate. They had to listen to it there. It was there. We told them first. Anyway, with Bob Jar.
No.
Oh, evening, lads. How we doing?
Yeah.
All right, I've been listening to the show a bit tonight, and I discussed it as good as usual, but I think we reached a point, boys, where we're going round in circles. I really do, I'm sorry. I feel we're going round in circles. We've got a gap here, an internationally damned international break. You had the nail on the head last week, Ox. You said you were glad to see it, so was I. We've got a wee bit of breathing spaces for to get a man in, get things organised, kick it up proverbial, and get it going again. We need Rangers to be strong and optimistic. And at this moment in time, we've not got it. We just don't know where we are. Who our best 11 is, who our players are, who our captain. Too much of this going on. Talking round the circle. We need it constructed to get it going again. I don't think I'm far off the mark with that assessment. Is there any word of a manager yet? No. I'm hearing a rumour that the board are split over this, I know. That somebody wants somebody and somebody wants somebody else.
Don't believe everything you read.
No, I know.
Southside. Big Steve.
I think Bob Ger, I think when the manager comes in, he could change the captaincy. I don't think he will, just in my opinion. I think it will probably be the boy Clement by all accounts here. I think it possibly will be him. He seems to be the front runner. And that will bring somebody who's not been at the club, no favourites, like Beale was there before and worked with his players and had favourites. He'll come in with fresh ideas and obviously he'll assess the squad. And if Tav's going to be the right back going forward and Golson's still in the team, fair enough. But it'll be down to performance related with him, I think, and getting results going forward. Hopefully he'll bring a freshness. I think middle to front, we've got a freshness and we can change it up quite a bit when the players are all fit, including Kieran Dowell and that, and the squad back, Tom Lawrence back, Danilo back in the team. We've got good middle to front, as Derek was saying. It's at the back where we have been limited because we're stuck to the same players all the time. And whether these still same players, the serial losers, as some of them have been over a period of time, a chance. But Tav showed up on Saturday, scored a penalty, and he scored a rasper for outside the box. So he does cause threat in certain areas. If he's playing decent, I dare say he'll keep his place. But John Sterling's there, and if he wants somebody that might be a better defender and he's not relying on his fullbacks going forward, then maybe that boy will get a chance. And if Ridvan can stay fit and show he's fit, then he'll get a chance possibly in the left-back position, like we've said. I think probably the two could be changed over a period of time or swap going forward. And it'll be down to suit the fight for Golston and Ben Davis. But I think Ben Davis, for me, he's not done anything majorly wrong. I know he had a mad moment in the European game, but I don't think he's done anything majorly wrong. And I think he's probably the one out of the back line that's more likely to keep his place.
Stevie?
What was the question again? I was too busy listening. I went right off it. I was listening to Southside there.
Must be a drum shuffle thing, Southside. Richmond's the same.
You were going to ask these two gentlemen if they're MyGers. That's what you're going to ask them.
Bob just was saying we're going round in circles and we need some leadership in the club, i.e. the focal point and the manager, and start getting things sorted and move on, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, we've got to be optimistic. Derek was it? Come on. Derek was being optimistic, saying we've got some good stuff to look for. We just need, there's a skeleton of good players there. I could get through that Rangers team and say, bin him, keep him, bin him, keep him. Whoever's come in is going to bring their own ideas. And sooner, I think it's going to be the boy Clement. And if he comes in, apparently he doesn't take any prisoners. So everybody's going to get a fair crack at the whip and then he'll say, you're no good enough and you are. Me personally, I hope whoever comes in, maybe watches 3 or 4 games under the way it's gone now and then he makes his decision. And I hope to God that he gets rid of that back line in January. When as soon as he can, I hope he brings his own defenders in, because we're too slow. And I'm not wanting to get back down that way again. But no, there's a lot to be optimistic about. Let's hope that we get the manager in, he brings his own ideas, he gets a settled 11 in the park, stroke maybe 15, that you're saying, well, if he's not playing the day, he'll come in. We need to see a style of play. We want to get back on the edge of our seats again as Rangers fans. And if they do that, if they go out and give their all, you're rest assured that we'll give them everything that's gone. We have done with every other manager on the team. We've given them every chance and we've supported them through everything. But if it's no good enough, it's no good enough. And we need to stop being loyal to players that, he's a good guy, he's a nice guy. There's no more time for that. Now's the time we need to be ruthless. And we need a bit of iron in the team when it comes.
I think we agree with you, Bob, Jeff. I think things will move. Let's see the latest in the next 48 hours. Hopefully you'll see some movement tomorrow, Bob. It might be
I sincerely hope so. And I hope, like I said last night on the show, I'm fed up up the road with people coming in, hitting the ground running, managers lifting trophies, players lifting trophies, scoring goals everywhere. Everything's a dream for them. I want Rangers to hit the ground running. I want us to love trophies. I want us to love the dream again.
Yep.
As Southside says there, and we'll get everybody back on the edge of their seats again. Be Rangers. Every time they took the part of the charisma about them. Oh, Christ, this is Glasgow Rangers. We're going to win the day. That's what I want back. No, the stagnation period that we've had, where everything's laboured and slow. I think you all know where I'm coming from. It's fed up with it. Whenever a new man comes in, he breathes a breath of fresh air through the club, because that's exactly what it needs at this moment in time. We're still in all the trophies this year, so let's get it going. Get these trophies challenged for. That's what people pay their money for. That's people what they love and support the club for. So let's go, as Mr. Gerrard used to say.
Bob, Ger, have you had a can of Red Bull?
A tin of Red Bull? No. I might be talking Bull, but I've not had a tin of Red Bull. No, seriously, I'm not. Yes. No, that's my feelings on it. I'm sick of the stagnation.
I don't think you're alone, Bob, Ger. I don't think you're alone.
I'm a what?
I don't think you're alone, and I think...
No, absolutely.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing. The Michael Beale experiment never worked Southside. Then we'll go to Derek again.
No, it didn't work. Listen, I think we need... I've heard them touch on it. I think it was the other night or the night before. I think we need to go down the road, sporting director of football. You need somebody as a figurehead at the club that works between the manager and the board. The board set the strategy, the vision of what they're going, what they want implemented. Then that guy then implements it. And he gathers for the scouts and whatever. I don't know if we've got a great scouting system out there. I'm not sure. But we need somebody that then can leave with the board and say, was Michael Beale going to be a good position? Was he going to be a good candidate? And the sporting director might have said no. So then we wouldn't have been down that road. We did take the gamble, up and coming coach, been there before, knew the club, everything that we've said about him. But at the end of the day, he failed. Whether he failed through some of these players not performing or just not being good enough, but I think it was down to tactics. But I think we need a sporting director who's got to make sure that when we're looking at the young boys and then we're dealing with their contracts, we need to loan players out to clubs. He does all that, takes it away from the manager. So we allowed Beale to go and probably do a lot of that. But we need somebody in there that can coordinate with the board and make sure that the board's wishes are getting carried out. So Michael Beale doesn't need to keep saying on an interview in the past, I speak to Bisgrove and I speak to Bennett. He should be speaking to the sporting director. And that's all he should be speaking to Ox. No, and I think it's a modern thing for clubs. It is a job it needs filled. And I think it lets the manager manage the team.
I think we need somebody there. I don't know what the name of the title will be. I think that's irrelevant, but I think we need somebody there. Derek?
I agree with Southside. I think that Michael Beale just kept gaslighting the Rangers support. Like when we played terrible in pre-season, he kept saying we played brilliant. So if we played against Newcastle or we played against German teams or whatever we did, he just win, lose or draw. Michael Beale kept saying, "I'll just pick out the positives," like a self-help guru, and that's the point. Is Southside's making is you need to have a director of football to hold you accountable to that nonsense, because that's all he kept doing. He's kept being like a self-help guru or a car salesman. He kept telling us we were doing great, even though he was getting booed off the park at Motherwell, even though he was getting booed off the park at Aberdeen. And it was the same thing. It was just this constant gaslighting of the Rangers support. It was post-match interview would be something like, win, lose or draw, I'm going to take the positives and I'm going to feed it to you and you're going to believe the nonsense I've said. And with director of football, you kind of need someone to hold the manager to account and hold the players to account. And I agree with Southside. I think you need a director of football. But with Clement's a coach. And I think if we get him, if we're lucky enough to get him, if we're fortunate enough to get him, because I think he's been scouted after the Middle East, he'll need a director of football in place to help him in recruitment so he can focus on coaching. But this crap of Michael Beale was just gaslighting the Rangers support, and it just went on for ages. It just went on, like when we lost against Celtic, it was just like, well, I just want to take out a few positives for the game. But that's not how Scottish people see football. We see the actual game. We see the result. We see the performance. We see the outcome. And it would just be picking out, like, cherry picking crap. And I don't want to keep focusing on Michael Beale because I think he was a terrible manager. I think he'll be a terrible manager moving forward. I think he was a bad appointment for Rangers. I think he was a bad appointment for QPR. I think he'll be a terrible appointment moving forward. And I think he was all self-esteem and no substance.
Cheers,
I don't think he was...
Cheers, mate. Don't hold back, mate. I like it. Davey, can you come, mate?
Aye, great. Derek's got very valid points, but the point I was picked up on with Derek was like as Derek was. Derek, regarding you saying a new manager he can change the tactics, but he can't change the players who have lost about 3 yards, and that's where the problem is at the back. So how can he rejuvenate that when they've no got it to give? You know what I mean?
Can I answer that question?
Yeah.
I don't think Tavernier's lost 3 yards. I think Goldson might have, but I don't think Tavernier has. I just think when you work under crap management, you get crap results. And I just think with Clement, someone like Tavernier will shine again. I'm not saying he's going to be like, but you've got these players that played for like Perlo, and like I'm not gonna put Tavernier with Perlo and that kind of thing, but people can play into the 30s and late 30s and still produce great performances if they believe in the project they're working for. And if they don't, and they're getting hammered with results, and they're getting hammered after management, and they don't believe in the manager, they just put their tails down and they stop working. But there are occasions where people can keep their tails up, and I think Tavernier is one of those players. I wouldn't rule him out.
All right. Bob Jerry, you come, mate, and to the debate.
Hello.
On you go, Bob.
I'm getting a call there. Again, to me, it's all doing one word tonight with me. It's been for the past few nights. It's stagnation, and it needs to end. And you're right about people's attitude. I don't think Tav's lost a couple of years either. The club's lost its way somewhere with bad appointments, and it needs to address the problem. And we need to get it right this time, 100% on the nail, to get it all gone again. Maybe give them a drink of Red Bull, a lot of them, I don't know. But it all needs to get kicked up the proverbial and get going. It's been stagnated for too long, trailing in the wake of them lifting trebles every other year. We can't carry on like this. We're Glasgow Rangers. We deserve better. We want better. We need better. We've got to get better. Get a man in that is better. And this man will be better than Bill. And I think he will kick it up the backside. I hope he really, really takes the job. I do. I've got a good feeling about this bloke. I don't know how the rest of you feel about him, but I've got a good feeling about this chap. This chap, come on. I think he would do a job for Rangers. I want to see us winning silverware again, guys. Through all the analysis about it. We've analysed it too wrong. I want to see it happening. And I know it doesn't happen overnight. We're a football team and we can snap our fingers and drain, but we're Rangers. We've done it before and we can do it again. And I think you could tell the frustration in old Bob Jerry. Here, I'll have a swig of Red Bull and boys.
Oh, he's on it tonight, Southside.
Aye. Bob Jerry, we're back to the start of where we were at the start of the season. We're going to have a new manager coming in and go to assess all these players. And because I don't think he's been sitting in the background following Rangers week in, week out, you know. So we're having, and we might have the odd hiccup as we go forward. That's the thing. We don't know. We're hoping we will not. But it's down to him, and he'll have, hopefully, if he's announced in that, he'll have another week to work with the players and assess it. But aye, as Derek said earlier, I think middle to front we're fine, and at the back, if we're going to start controlling games more, then it will take less pressure off the defence, whereas at times we've been left with huge gaps and teams are just playing the ball through, and we give a lot of space up in the wings for a team to go down the wings, and then they put cross balls in. And the one thing we don't have is a commanding centre half. The one we did have that couldn't pass a ball very well, according to the squad, the managers previous, was Katic. He was the best header of the ball we had at the club in both boxes. Golson's no commanding. Davis wasn't great in the air. Suter's no too bad, but he's got caught under the ball a few times trying to anticipate it and being caught out. But I think he's probably stronger in the air than what Golson is. But I think Butland was the one that came in, would hopefully take that pressure off our defence by coming out and getting the cross balls, where we lack in the air at times. So across the whole back line, we don't have really a commanding centre back. That's the problem we've had for a while, because these players have been played in their positions repeatedly. Tav, don't think he's lost 3 yards. I think at times he plays balls inside to nobody, he gets caught out, but I think that's down to the style of play. We need to start playing in triangles and supporting the player when he gets the ball, look for it and be playing wee quick passes, something that we don't do, because we play 10, 15-yard passes across the park to the nearest player at times, and it's slow and lethargic. So hopefully we'll see a better tempo and a better style and structure. And if we see that, then hopefully these players will have confidence. Lammers has hardly showed, as Ox calls him, the invisible man. But that boy has got skill and he's got good feet. And hopefully in a team we maybe Cantwell and anybody else, Lawrence or anybody, Danilo, and we're playing a different style, maybe that guy might start to shine and might be a player. Well, I don't know. Depends on which style. It depends on which style he wants to play on. So I'm hoping we might be a bit free-flowing. I'm hoping we might be a bit free-flowing football, to be honest.
I'll tell you, we put him with Cantwell and Lawrence up playing.
You're going to say on the bench?
Oh, no, I understand.
But listen, the boy's got ability, Ox, right? He has got good feet and ability, but he needs to show a lot more. I'm just saying, I think the whole system was wrong, the tactics were wrong, and these players come in, and I just think they all look disjointed. We didn't have a style, Ox. We watched it week in, week out. Nobody could say we had a style, apart from long ball now and again.
Knocking the ball down at the back, Lundstrom going, getting it, slowing it all down, maybe even score, letting the other team get in the position, setting ourselves up, and then wondering how there was so many people behind that ball.
Watch it, Ibrox. They get the ball in the midfield and they all go sideways. They don't run in a straight line. They just go across the park and it's got to go to the wing to get crossed in. Yeah, somebody who we don't even have a good header up front in the air. Danilo scored 1 goal, right? Take him out of the equation. He's not very big. He's not going to be dynamic in the air. And Dessers wasn't good in the air. So what are we putting high balls into the box for when we don't have anybody that can actually header a ball?
Again. It'll be interesting. It might be interesting, the whole thing. Stevie first and then Derek can come back in. If any of these guys, like Lamas, for instance, they could prove us all right. Listen, at what I've seen so far, I've not seen it, but you never know, Stevie.
Lammers?
Any of them?
No. Listen, I'm telling you now, man. Lammers for me is far too slow. And Southside's right. You can see he's got a bit of football on him, but he's too slow. Far too slow. Absolute slow as heck. I mean, and in deserts, he's too slow. The midfield's too slow. You've got the boy Cervantes, he's no blessed with pace. Lundstrom, no pace. Ryan Jack, when he's on the park, no pace. Well, we're talking with Beale, or we're bringing better, faster players in. Man, we're just lost the plot completely. As I said earlier, it's the first Rangers team in years that I could probably say half of them I would get rid of. Honestly, I would just, half of these just blow. He's not good enough. He's never pulling the jersey on again. And there's no many Rangers teams you could possibly do in that way. Aye, maybe after we came back for where we were, but we'll not get down that line. But this is the worst. That European game, I said on the show, one of the shows, that was the worst Rangers team I've seen. And I asked Bridgeman, how long you've been watching the Rangers? He's 60 years. He said, that's the worst Rangers team I've seen at all. It was woeful, guys. I can't see why we signed these players. Lammers. Big Seema, aye. Big Seema looks the part. He's looking good. He's looking all right, but he's no our player. He's a lone player. Lo and behold, the probably the best one out of all the forwards and midfielders that we brought in. He's not even ours. There's a lot of positives to look forward to with a new manager coming in. Maybe he'll get a tune out some of them. But there's no coach in the world going to make deserts any faster. Or Lammers. A guy trying to play football at Love Street and at Fir Park. You've got big Lammers trying to play football. What against who? Vermeer's sons just want to break you in two. You get nowhere playing football. You've got to have a bit of guile. You've got to have a bit of getting forward and a wee bit of heart. That's what sees you through the games. And I can't see Dezzers and Lammers and guys like that having that. They've no got it. They've just no got it.
Well said, Stevie. Well said.
Aye, I get it. But you never know. Stranger things have happened, Derek.
I agree. I agree. I think that I don't think Dessers has it, and I don't think Lammers has it. I'd rule.
So far, I agree, but carry on.
Okay, so I'd rule Dessers and Lammers out as bad signings. I think Dessers is absolute. Insert your word there. I think Lammers is absolute, but I think Ridvan is amazing. I think he's shit hot. And I think Devine is brilliant. I think Devine, Ridvan, Danilo, Raskan, Todd Cantwell, Tom Lawrence. We shouldn't be basing our opinion on the worst performers of our team. And I just like, still what we paid, but we didn't pay in the European football what we paid for Lammers and Dessers. Dessers is terrible. And Lammers is never, ever going to perform. He's never performed for PSV youth. And that's a consistent opinion of people that have seen Lammers. They've said that he did all right at youth, and then he basically bombed at every single club he played for. Another one, we bought a player, Dessers and Lammers, for two clubs that got relegated. Were Rangers. And we bought a striker and the number 10 for two clubs that got relegated for the Serie A. We never did that before. I was brought up in the time of the Advocate. So we had Michael Moles with Van Bronckhorst, with Arthur Newman, with Craig Moore. And I don't remember. I was getting scraggly ass, terrible players for this Serie A. We got them to the Eredivisie, and they were performing like Malcolm Moles or Van Bronckhorst. But I don't remember us buying terrible players that were getting relegated precisely because they couldn't score. And that's one of the things is what's the statistics we're basing this on? They might perform for Rangers. Is they might actually have a season like that in the conference league. But I'm not going to go on about that. But Lammers is terrible. Dessers is terrible. Danilo, I think, is amazing. I think he's good, and I think he's going to come good. I think in January, if we get Clement, I think he'll perform under Clement.
I hope you're right. Yeah, I hope you're right. Aye, so that's a valid point. We've talked us to death about recruitment. You know, we've all wondered what they've seen. You look at their stats, and I just don't know what we're thinking, mate. I don't know who's watched them, who's seen them, and who's recommended.
That's a problem. Aye, obviously, we know having the sporting director or whatever you want to call him that might have scouted these players. The scouts would have scouted these players and then fed it to him. And Michael Beale at the time, or the manager, might have had a couple of players in mind that says, "Listen, quite fancy these players," because all managers should have an idea that they want to bring a player or two with them they might have worked with in the past. So I think the social recruitment was probably down to Michael Beale, to be honest, but it sounds like Ox, as he sort of said, he's went and met the players and that, so we put it down to him, and the reason why he's not there now is because most of the players have not showed up, the vast majority of them. Still think, I'll take a punt now, and I'll tell you, I think Lammers might be the one that might show up in time. I don't think he's as bad as, he might not be as quick, but I think in the box and give him the ball, he's got good close control, he can be clever, and I think in the pre-season games he set up a couple of goals. He's been in the box at certain times and had scored, but lately he's not showed up at all. They were all pre-season things, but I think he might show up in games where people have already written him off, Fox, in my opinion.
I think you're better than Lammers.
You think what?
I think you're probably better than Lammers.
Oh, you've never seen
here, mate. I was a striker. No, I mean, I just scored goals for fun, mate. It wasn't a problem.
You must go in the box fast, Derek. You must go in the box fast.
No, it's just like people give him too much leeway because, like, he gets the ball and he gets in 18 yards or he gets in 22, and they give him an eternity to pass it or to play. I think they just give him way too much leeway because he's Dutch. I think it's because he's Dutch. I genuinely believe that Lammers is terrible.
The game in Cyprus, I think it was half an hour before he touched the ball. Stevie, I think Southside should be at HR first thing in the morning. Would you think?
I think you should hang on to Lammers.
Listen, I've said it, right, so we'll see who'll be proved right.
He's awful.
He'll come in, he's getting a fresh start, he'll have a manager that will have a system and a style of play, and if he fits in there, I think he might show up. It might not be week in, week out.
5 years' time, you'll bump into somebody to remind you
what
you said about Lammers.
Aye, just like Herrera, I know.
Herrera.
I've said it though.
Right, well, free start time. I could trump you there with Andy Kennedy, but we'll not go into that debate. Right. Derek, thanks for joining us, mate. Great call, mate. Enjoyed it.
Yep, well done, Derek.
Oh, is he hung up? Derek, you gone?
Del boy.
I think somebody's just left.
It was that Lammers statement at Durham, the guys Lamb that talked to the idiots. Davey.
I'm still here.
Good night.
Hi, guys. The biggest problem we've got in the news just before I go is you can't turn a steel pint of lager into a glass of champagne. That's what I'm saying about the manager. But we are the people, and thanks for listening. My gabbles, and best of luck to the two boys and yourself. Good night, guys.
Cheers,
done, Davy. Good night, pal. Good night, Davy boy.
Cheers, Davy.
Bobja. Oh, he's gone and all.
Who, me?
You there, Bobja?
I'm still here, Paul. Aye.
Carry on.
I always hang on right to the death. Hey, there's an apathy and a stagnation about the club I want addressed, and I want it removed, and I want the club back to a new freshness of being Glasgow Rangers, and then a winning team on the park again. That's basically it with me. I'm not just going to lay the blame at Dessers and Lammers like everybody seems to be doing. Just get the whole problem addressed, get it sorted, get a winning team in the park. Thanks for having me tonight again, Ox. Great discussion tonight again. All the best to you, chaps.
Night, Bob, Gerald.
Stevie boy.
Another good wee night tonight. Oh, Davy, man, we've managed to get Davy to maybe even look at MyGers. That's a successful night right up here, isn't it? So,
you've shot me there, Stevie. You've shot me there. That's above and beyond.
I know. That's unreal, isn't it? But listen, look, maybe Bob Gers will call it a night. We do need a freshness about our team. It's no time for sentiment now. We've got to see it how it is. We can't hold players, he's all right once he's no injured and he's this and that. Look, they're no good enough for our club. Get them out the door and let's get boys in it, want to get the bit between their teeth. If that means bringing some of the boys for the B team in, along with some of the good players that we've got that want to play for us, then so be it. But listen, thanks for having me on, Ox. Thanks to my wingman, and thanks to all the listeners that listen to Rangers Radio. Come on, get that MyGers bot.
Well said. Big Southside.
Aye, mate. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. Good to be on my big mucker as always, Big Stevie, and your good self. Lots to talk about. Hopefully, the next time we're on, soon we'll be having a new manager in place, and that'll have us all buzzing and looking forward to seeing what he's going to implement in the first game back when we get to see the famous at Ibrox. So, aye, and if you're out there and you've got a spare 50 quid, please go and purchase MyGers, help a new manager with more funds for the first team. Hopefully make your Rangers stronger. So thanks for having us on, mate. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And as always, let's get to the next game and get the 3 points, one for the famous Glasgow Rangers, buddy.
Here. The poll ended up with 42-42 with and without MyGers and 15% still going to buy it, Stevie. So your job. You've done well, mate. You've done well. Listen, thanks to Bob, Jared and all David for joining us. Derek for coming in. Great to hear from Derek. Enjoyed his call and his passion. Thanks to Southside and Big Stevie. Two of the finest. Thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks to Fox and Old School Boy for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. You never know. There might be some movement tomorrow. Take it away, Old School Boy.